Hey, let's practice yoga. And today we are going to look toward learning Padmasana, which is the locust, and it's a foundation position for meditation. We're going to practice the building blocks to progress towards the fullness of the position, not necessarily today. But it's something that we're going to incorporate into classes along the way. And by practicing Padmasana, we can then move into another position, Matsyendrasana II, which is the half lotus with a twist. And to begin with, we're going to warm ourselves up to get there. So let's start in a comfortable seated position, Sukhasana. If you need to, place a cushion underneath your sitting bones to help raise the trunk up and get you to a place of comfort for your practice. Let's make a mudra, a simple mudra with our index finger and thumbs, making a circle, and then placing the backs of the hands onto the knees, allowing the palms of the hands to face up towards the ceiling. This is the mudra for receptivity. So you're opening yourself up to receive. Let's have the chin parallel with the mat, the skin on the face soft. Let's close the eyes, unclench the teeth and tune in. Let's allow our shoulders to soften and get a centered alignment of the head and shoulders over the hips. Tune in and connect with your flow of breath. Scan the body for any pockets of tension you may be holding on to, maybe in the groins, inner thighs, knees. Allow them to relax. Soften and begin to release in your hips. And then we'll open the eyes and release the mudra, and we'll bring our feet to separate and then draw the soles of the feet together, link the fingers and place them around the toes. Rise up through your central column and then gently flicker the knees, the butterfly. And think about the butterfly as you flicker your knees and the lightness with the way it moves. Relax in your groins, front and back. Front set of groins are in the crease of your upper legs to your pelvis, and the back set are in the crease of the upper legs connecting with the buttocks. So relax and surrender in these areas now as you flicker the knees up and down. And then release. Baddha Konasana, bound cobbler position. We're going to go for a forward flexion, so you might like to draw the heels of the feet slightly away from the perineum or slightly closer, whatever feels comfortable for your hip axis. Let's relink the fingers with the opposite index finger on top. Take them around the toes. Breathe in and lift up through the torso, moving the hip joints up and away from the femur bones so that you can then hinge forward. Bring the elbows outside of the shins. Feel your way. Connect with the breath. When you breathe in, think about lifting internally, especially the stomach. Lift the stomach. And then as you exhale, relax forward. Keep softening in the hips and the groins. Allow the knees to relax out and down towards the mat. If you feel more comfortable holding around the ankles, then you can do this. You might like to bring the hands down in front of you and progress towards bringing the forearm and the elbows down. You can even take the palm of the left hand, grab the flesh of the buttocks, lift it up into the small of your back, and then on the other side. Because lifting the flesh of the buttocks out and up helps tip you forward on your ischium, which allows for greater forward flexion. Relax across the upper back and the shoulders. And then pull the tummy in and stack the bones of the spine until you're once again upright. Let's bring the hands outside the knees, breathe in, draw the knees together and extend the legs out in front of you. You might like to give them a little bit of a shake. So let's begin with the foundation levels of working towards Padmasana, locust. Let's breathe in and draw the heel of the left foot up towards our perineum. And then let's breathe in and bend the right knee. Lift the right foot off the mat and bring the left hand to capture the right foot. With the right arm, cradle this around the right outer thigh, knee and shin. Continue lifting up through the trunk of the body, and remember you could maybe even have a wall behind the spine so that it keeps you nice and erect, or you can place a cushion underneath the buttocks to help lift up. And then we're gently going to rock the leg back and forth. This is called rocking the baby. So it's as if you have a baby in your arms. If you feel you have a little bit more ability to cradle, then you can release the left hand, cradle the right foot within the left elbow. Relax in the right hip, soften, unclench your teeth and breathe. Gently release, bring the hand once again to connect, the left hand to connect with the sole of the right foot. We're going to get our right shin perpendicular with the floor. So we want the heel of the right foot to stay in line with the right knee. If at any time you start doing this, you are then working your knee joint. We actually want to be working our hip joint, so we're going to do this. So be aware if you've started to do this. If you're doing this, you're working your knee joint. See if you can keep your shin perpendicular to the mat. And gently release. Bring yourself a breath in to rise up and create space. And then let's release those legs and draw the heel of the right foot in towards the perineum. And bend the left knee and collect the sole of the left foot in the right hand. And cradle. Relax in the left hip. Loosen and soften. Especially upon exhalation, feel the surrender. If you find that your right knee is rising up and it is not supported by the mat, then place a cushion underneath for support. As soon as the body feels supported, it will surrender. If it's hanging about in mid-air, it's going to tense, the muscles will contract, and this makes for rigidity. So you really want to soften, relax, support. Okay, these are good working tools, make use of them. So if you feel that you can cradle further, bring that right elbow round to collect the left foot. Breathe in and rise up through the trunk of the body. Feel that you've still got both sit bones connected with the mat and that your head and shoulders are centered over your hips. And then let's gently release, collect the foot and the hand once again and get the right shin perpendicular with the mat. So at no time do you want to be doing this, because that means you're working your knee joint. You want to work your left hip joint. So it's a gentle push and pull. Literally, you are mobilising your hips, you're loosening them up, you're gaining greater mobility so that we'll be able to progress through this posture. And then gently release and extend the legs forward and give them a shake. So now let's try and move into the half Padmasana. Okay, so we're going to practice the position on each leg individually. The fullness of the position is when you bring both legs into play at the same time. Now, if you do have any knee injuries, take extra care here. You can still practice, but it's good to make room within the knee joint. And a belt or strap can help here. You could put a belt or strap underneath the knee, hold it nice and tight and pull outward with the flesh. You can even do it with 2 fingers and a thumb. So you would take 2 fingers of your right hand and get them behind that right knee and pull the flesh out to make some space. You can then, sitting upright, bring your left hand to grasp the right of the foot, and draw that in towards you. So bring that heel in as close as it can come towards the upper crease of your leg. So you're bringing your right foot, the sole of the foot, as close to the left groin, front groin, as you are able. Breathe in and lift up through the torso. Now again, be aware if the right knee is hanging about with no support. You can have a cushion underneath, but we're just going to move on and do another exercise first. Your choice whether you have the cushion underneath or not. You take your right hand and hold underneath the right knee. You breathe in and draw the right knee towards the right shoulder. Then the hand comes on top of the right inner knee and thigh. You exhale and gently push it down. Breathe in, rise up. Breathe out, lower it down. And of course, again, no force. Even if you're just here and you're thinking, I'm never going to be able to get it down to the floor. That's not necessarily true. It's all about the tension that you're holding on to. Because you possibly feel so rigid and so tense, you're actually exacerbating that. You're amplifying that. Think about the hip. Relax it. Breathe out and sigh the breath out. Surrender. And of course, perseverance and continuous practice will increase your flexibility and your suppleness. This posture took me possibly up to 2 years to begin to have some comfort in. So I've been practicing yoga for 25 years, and many of the postures took weeks and months of continuous practice. I couldn't do all of this when I first started. Okay, so once you've gone up and down and relaxed the mind and relaxed the hip, just see if you are able to sit upright, draw up through the trunk of the body, chin parallel with the mat, and breathe. And then nice and gently and easily allow that leg to stretch forward. Give it a little bit of a shake. Let's go to the other side, and you'll notice that possibly one side of your body tends to be freer than the other, especially in the early days of practice. And this is quite natural. It's possibly because for most of your life, the best parts of your life, you've used one side of your brain more dominant than the other. The practice of yoga makes us utilize each side equally, and it's within that realm that we are able to untap new potential within us, because we start using both sides of the brain and body equally. Let's breathe in, draw the left knee to bend, and collect the left foot with the right hand. Let's take 2 fingers of the left hand and bring them underneath that left knee and open the flesh out. You can take it to the outer edge or the inner, as long as you're creating further space. Draw the heel of the right foot as close up to the crease, the heel of the left foot as close up to the crease of the right leg as you are able. Sit up tall and bring your left hand to support underneath the left knee. Take a breath in and draw that left knee up towards the chest or the left shoulder, and then exhale, the left hand comes above the knee to gently press it down. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Take the time to observe the torso, the trunk of the body, stabilising it as much as you can. So avoid too much movement within your torso. You've got your sit bones, the pelvic girdle, to be a nice foundation, a core foundation that stays stable whilst the hip is loosened. And then remembering once again, if your left knee is just left unsupported, bring a cushion, place it under, allow it to have that support so that it may relax, soften, release. Lifting up with a breath in, creating space, and then surrendering into that space. And then gently bringing the foot to release. Extend that leg forwards. Give both legs a little bit of a shake. Shaking it all out. And now let's continue and do Mimicking II, the fish posture, in half Padmasana. So we'll breathe in and we'll bend the right leg and we'll bring the left hand to collect the right foot. Rising up through the torso, we draw the heel of the right foot as close towards our left front groin, the crease of the pubis to the thigh. And let's see if we can rotate that foot. Softening your ankle and allow the right knee to draw down towards the mat. Again, if it's floating in space and you feel all tight and tense, support it. Doesn't matter how high you stack the cushions or the folded blankets, as long as this feels supported, because then it will soften. We're going to breathe in, we're going to link our thumbs and take the hands above the head. We're going to exhale and hinge forward. Release the hands so that the right hand draws forward and the left hand draws behind you. Now the right hand can come down towards the toes, but if you need to just rest on the upper thigh, on the shin, on the ankle, it's all part of where your skeletal frame is allowing you to find the comfort to remain and breathe. For then, your guide, your breath, will acknowledge and let you know when you can move further. There's no rush. Another breath in, creating space, lifting the stomach. You're going to turn, rotate to the left. Your left hand will swim round and collect at the right hip. Remembering this won't occur immediately. Yoga is not given to you on a silver platter. Yoga is a practice. And then gently release. Let go of the foot. Give it a bit of a shake. You can even give that ankle a little bit of a freedom of movement after the position. Release and let it go. And then let's move to the other side. A nice deep breath in, drawing the left knee to bend, collecting the sole of the left foot with the right hand. Again, you can open out at the back of that knee, pull the flesh away, create space. Draw the left heel as close in to the crease of your leg, your front groin on your right hand side. Relax in the mind, relax in the ankle, relax in the foot. Support the left leg, the left knee, if you need to. Let's link the thumbs and see if we can exchange and place the opposite thumb on top of the link now. So if you tend to always place your left thumb on top, then just have a moment to be aware and swap. Breathe in, rise up, lift the stomach up, lift the torso. Exhale, a slight twist to the right as you release the left hand forward and the right hand behind you. So again here, if you need to rest on the upper thigh, on the shin, on the ankle, and then you'll bring that right hand to swim round behind you and rest into the left hip. Rotating the trunk of the body to the right. Breathe, unclench your teeth, and then gently release. Extend the legs forward and give them a little bit of a shake. A nice deep breath in, draw both soles in towards you. Link the fingers, possibly take the link of fingers that you wouldn't usually take. Draw up through the trunk of your body. Keep your chin parallel to the mat. Close the eyes and tune in. Become aware of how you feel, both internally and externally. Let the breath flow. Teeth unclenched, jawline relaxed. And then we'll open the eyes and release. Extend the legs forward and then bring yourself round onto your knees, bringing the buttocks down to sit on the heels of the feet And again, if you need a cushion or a blanket underneath, then place it there for added comfort. We'll progress now with our practice of Sirsasana, headstand. So we're here on day 35, I believe, and through previous classes I have been interweaving the practice of headstand. So if you've just come to watch this video today, it might be best that you travel back to day one and start your yoga journey there. If you are able to do headstand and you've been practicing it before, then fine, join in. If not, it's definitely good to go back and practice each step of the way, because we're progressing with headstand now. So we've actually moved on from the very basic learning of the foundation. Okay, so also another thing to remember, especially for the females, is not to practice inverted postures while you're on your menses. Inverted positions interrupt the natural flow of blood, so do bear that in mind. And with that in mind, let's prepare. So we're going to link our fingers and cup our hands, because this is going to be which our head rests in. With the hands and the forearms and the elbows, we will make the triangle position that will be our stabilizer. So when we're actually in headstand, our weight will be dispersed into the elbows, the forearms, the wrists, the hands, the crown of the head. And at any time that we bring the head to the mat, connected to our triangle shape, and we begin to raise our legs up, we always go about it with a sense of lightness and upward lift. It's almost as if we are still in a standing position, only this time we're on our head, but the energy still rises up to the ceiling. Let's link the hands. Place them in front of us, elbows shoulder width apart. Breathe in, lift the buttocks, place the crown of the head comfortably cupped within the hands. Turn the toes under, a nice deep breath in, pull the tummy in to support the spine and to lift the hips and the buttocks. Have a round of breath here to acknowledge your positioning. Stabilise yourself. Unclench your teeth and relax the skin on your face. Have a point of focus on the wall in front of you. Gently you'll begin to walk the toes towards you. They will get to a point where they just want to rise up. So you can practice here. You can draw the thighs to come in very close to the torso, and nice and slowly draw the heels of your feet in towards your buttocks. Now get your body weight into your upper arms, elbows, forearms, hands, and have a lightness about you. Breathe in, breathe out. Keep your focus on a spot on the wall in front of you, and ensure that your teeth are unclenched and the skin on your face is soft. Avoid the feeling, perhaps coming from the ego, that you want to take the feet up. It is better to grow strong at this level of the position. You're increasing abdominal strength here.
Pull the tummy in to support the spine as you begin to extend the legs so that the toes are coming down towards the mat. Allow the toes to hover just above the mat. And slowly, consciously, bring the toes to the mat and then walk them away from you a little until you can bring the knees down. Turn the toes under. Begin to draw the buttocks to the heels of the feet, moving nice and slowly. Hands coming alongside the knees. Tuck the chin to the chest. Remember, you have new levels of rich oxygenated blood now in your head and your brain, and you want them to settle and regulate efficiently. And that is why we come up nice and slowly. Chin and chest, tummy in, restack the bones of the spine, shoulders over the hips, then bring the chin parallel to the thighs. And in this kneeling position, now place the palms of the hands one on top of each other, point of thumbs touching. Relax through the neck, throat, shoulders. Still have that sense of elevation through the torso. Head and shoulders directly over the hips. Close the eyes and be aware of how you feel both internally and externally. Now's the time to give yourself a positive affirmation. Positive affirmations are a word, sentence or phrase that you repeat to yourself, allowing it to manifest in your thought processes, and repeating it enough times allows for this manifestation to then become your reality. So today's affirmation may be the like of, I am strong, capable and resilient. I am strong, capable and resilient. Repeat this over inside your mind several times whilst you tune in with your flow of breath. I am strong, capable and resilient. Strong, capable, resilient. And then you can open your eyes, bring your hands together at your heart, a sense of thankfulness for your practice, a superb practice, and again enjoying the day ahead in the recognition that yoga is good for you.